I just wanted him to come on tonight because I think he's a dope individual. He's a content creator. And like I said, he's funny as heck. Make sure you guys follow him on all platforms because he's a total nut. Hilarious. And he makes the little spiritual memes. Makes the spiritual memes.
That ape
Yes.
house shit. Can I cuss on here?
Right. I think you can. I don't know. I'm fairly new to TikTok. I don't know. People be getting banned for saying don't say anything obscene or anything
Yeah.
like say grape for those kind of words
Oh
or
yeah,
say,
yeah, yeah,
passed away or deceased. Like don't say it's like a few hot words
yeah,
that you're
yeah.
not supposed to say. Yeah.
No, I got you.
For sure. Yes, sir. So tell us about your spiritual philosophy.
So my spiritual philosophy is a emphasis on know thyself. You know, a term we've all heard, but I feel like it's really represented in the external way as far as spirituality. So it's an emphasis on studying your divinity. So whether that be working with the spirits in your spiritual court, um, studying your cardology, studying your birth chart, your human design, all things that have to do with your divinity, and basing all of your spiritual work and study off of that. So that's the basis of my spiritual philosophy. For example, if
Right.
a person is ruled by Mercury, you know, with their birth chart, they may benefit from working with Mercury based spirits. If a person is got a lot of Scorpio eighth house placements, they may benefit from working with more darker infernal spirits, doing more darker work. Their baneful work might hit really hard, you know.
Mm-hmm. So what are some of the Mercury spirits? Lace up. Y'all got y'all pen and paper? Lace us up. Who are some of the Mercury spirits?
Yeah, when it comes to Mercury, you got spirits like Clawneck, you got spirits like Loki, you got spirits like Tahuti, even working with the planet Mercury, you know. It,
Mm-hmm.
it spans across all planets. You know, Mercury is that communication. So a person ruled by Mercury, they may be
Right.
very good at talking. They may have that gift of gab. So it's all about what's your strong suit? What thing is ruling over you? Why are you the way you are? You know,
Right.
are you ruled by Mars?
Right.
You know, things like that.
How do people find out what they're ruled by?
You want to download Astro Matrix. Don't download
Mm-hmm.
CoStar. You want to download Astro Matrix. You want to get your birth chart done. You want to get a birth chart reading from a trusted astrologer. Shout out to our
Mm-hmm.
mutual homegirl, Lejay.
Yes.
Get it done by her or
Yeah.
something.
Y'all hit up LeJay if y'all need a birth chart reading. She might be on the live. I gotta check and see. But if not, get with one of us and we can link you in with her.
That's her Facebook right there. I'm about to put it in the comments. But yeah, you want to download Astro Matrix or go to astroseek.com. Put in
Mm-hmm.
put in your name, birth date, time of birth if you have that. Um, and just look at the planets that you're ruled by. Well, look at the planets that rule your chart, and
Right.
that'll show you what you rule by. You know, is it heavy
Right.
earth? Is it heavy fire? Is it heavy air? Is there a lot of Virgo placements, etc.?
Right. I know I'm a
All
fiery
of this
earth
helps you
myself.
understand yourself.
Hi,
Yeah,
Divine
same.
Goddess. Yeah, I'm fiery earth. Super, super earthy with a little splash of fire. So that's me personally. So you guys look up and see what planets you're ruled by and work with the energies that are already privy to the planets that are ruling you. You'll have much more success because it's already in alignment with your energy. That's what I hear him saying. And shout out to
Yeah,
Claunek. You mentioned
yeah,
Bay. Shout out to Claunek.
yeah. I just signed the Call Neck Records a couple weeks ago.
Okay, so you make songs for the different energies. So you got a song for Claunek?
No, I use that as a metaphor for I just made a link with him.
Oh, okay.
That's just
Got
my
you. I
little
was
link.
gonna say,
Yeah, that's
hold
just
up
my little
now, wait a
lingo.
minute. I need to hear this Claunek
But
track.
yeah, I do though. I do make like songs for my matron spirit Hecate. Like I mention her in bars and I mention her in bars a lot.
Yeah, awesome. I do the same thing whenever I'm spitting music out and putting it out. Yeah, so tell me, when we were talking earlier, we were talking about how you transitioned and how that has affected your life. Give us some insight on, if somebody is here watching and they're not really into spirituality, what would why did you get into this and what would you tell them? What is some triumphant moments or victorious moments or, you know, just let us know why spirituality is important to you.
Spirituality is very important to me because it helps you understand this fucking chaos we call life on earth, man. Like even just before I got my spiritual court reading, I ain't gonna say I felt lost, but it helps you with your direction. It helps you understand yourself. That's the most important thing. You have to understand your destiny. I'm very big on destiny. My way of thinking, when you first coming into your spirituality, you don't need to read books on Black history and, you know, work with a bunch of ancestors and work with a bunch of spirits. Like, you need to study yourself.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, when it comes to the birth chart, whatever planet you're, whatever sign you're ruled by, you have to figure out what part of the body does that sign rule over and
Mm-hmm.
find out where is that chakra located and start doing those chakra meditations.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're ruled by Virgo, you want to start doing some solar plexus and sacral chakra meditations, for example. A lot of a lot of my moments have been in my spiritual journey. It's some crazy stuff, but like it says in my bio, it's an emphasis on like personal gnosis. It's an emphasis on
Right.
the synchronicities and what makes sense for my overall
Mm-hmm.
destiny, like in the long term.
Right.
What was the other question again?
Just basically, you were telling me earlier when we were on the phone, you were talking about how you've had some, triumphs or some wins from changing
Hmm.
and coming into spirituality from whatever you used to do previously. Like you were just telling me you was gonna
Hmm.
touch base on how how greatly it impacted you. I was interested in learning some of the stories or hearing some, some things about you. Thank
Yeah,
you
facts.
guys for the
So
love. Thank y'all for the gifts.
yeah, so yeah, so like I said, it helps me understand myself. My direction really turned up and changed, and my spirituality really changed once I got a spiritual court reading from Brother Beniti of Primordial Chaos. Best $80 I ever fucking spent. And that was after I had a macro dose of mushrooms, so that really got me in my bag too. Like, man. But so like
Yeah.
after that spiritual court reading, two spiritualists I follow, they had some conjure oils and some ouds on sale, which became affordable to me within the same week. And those conjure oils and ouds were had the energy of two spirits that showed up in my court. The
Hmm.
spiritualist was Emrain, showed up in my court. The
Hmm.
spiritualist was Emrain.
That's my mentor. Yes, yes, yes.
Shout out to Emrain. Another spiritualist, he had a Hecate oud. So just that right there was like, okay, let me focus on this. You know, these are the spirits
Hmm.
that's reaching out. And this was during a important time of my life because this is the first year after I moved to Atlanta.
Okay.
So then I started, ever since then, I've been working with Hecate. She has helped my dog sitting business a lot. She helps a lot with
Hmm.
shadow work. She helps with breaking down limits when it comes to tapping into my darker
Okay.
side. Matter of fact, the
Hmm.
most recent video that's blowing up on my TikTok is like a little funny video about that. But like I've always been into like spirituality. It was a time where I was like an armchair occultist. I don't know if y'all ever heard of that term,
Hmm.
but it's like a person who just studies spirituality and occult and they don't really do anything.
Yeah,
So like I
yeah,
was
yeah,
on that for a long time. Yeah.
yeah,
So like I
yeah,
was
yeah.
on that for a long time. Yeah. I guess like spiritual thing I did. Like I always did little candles and shit like that.
Hmm.
But like I really started to get my hands dirty, I guess, when like 2022, I made an altar for my dad. You know, and even just that experience was just like, yeah, I have to do this more. Like it provides a
Right.
lot of clarity and it helps with grief.
Yeah. Spirituality helped me with grief tremendously. Like, it turned everything. Before I came into spirituality, I was extremely depressed, extremely like anxious and sad, and just in this like bubble of shit, like.
Hmm.
And that's the main one of the main things that spirituality has done. Brought my joy back, brought happiness back, clarity, like a sound mind, and everything reality has done. Brought my joy back, brought happiness back, clarity, like a sound mind, and everything is who helped me with my grief. You know what I'm saying? So that that was major for me. I'll tell my first story with spirituality in a minute. I'll let you finish talking. But yes, definitely on the grief. Yes.
Yeah. But just overall, the main thing is just my spirituality just helps me understand my path, helps me understand myself, helps me understand the things I go through in situations and with people. You know, like why do I deal with the shadow side of Pisces a lot, you know? Or why do I know a lot of well-known people? Why do I have a creative side? Why is my humor dark? Why do I have a thing for dogs or animals? Like, why do I have a thing for things that are more dark?
Mm.
You know, all of this helps with my. in the audience, it helps you understand yourself more. Because a lot of times we have a feeling of like being lost and thinking we need to go to somebody else. Not saying that like another ear or another opinion isn't needed or valued, but it's a balance with everything. I have a saying when it comes to just life in general and realizations is realization still comes with balance. So when your spirituality comes online, you still have to be balanced. Spirituality is not an excuse to be external.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you for that. You guys come on in the room. Hey, Shermanay. Hey, Miss Jones. Um, hey, Zalani. Make sure you guys are following each other. Hey, Phoenix the Goddess. Thank you guys for all the hearts. Tap out the screen. Tap out the screen. Send your gifts. You guys comment. If you guys have any questions for the firstborn art, please drop it in the chat. We would love to get all the questions answered. And if you're just coming in, stay to the end. I'm giving away a free prize to somebody who has been engaging, tapping out the screen, sharing a live, just cutting up, making themselves known, sharing a live, just cutting up, making themselves known, making their presence, okay? I'll be giving away a
Hmm.
free prize at the end of this. So, I just touch base on like my first experience with spirituality. Actually, my best friend, she's on the live right now. And I was going through a domestic violence situation. Okay. And
Mm.
I was like fresh out of, I'm not going to church no more. I'm not doing that. But I was still like a Christian. I just wasn't going to church no more. You know what I'm saying? So nothing had
Hmm.
changed as far as that goes. But I was like in a domestic violence situation, and it was a lot of moving parts. They basically trying to take my kids from me, and this lady was just on my case, trying to destroy a black family, and I didn't know what to do. And my best friend, she told me this story about Jim Carrey, about how he wrote a $10 million check to himself. And I guess he put it in his wallet, and he gave an exchange. He said, I'm going to make people laugh, or I'm paraphrasing. Don't get me, I might be saying the story wrong. But basically, he was going to give joy and laughter to people. In exchange, he was going to be paid $10 million for his services for being an actor. And she told me this story. And so she was like, call Archangel Michael and give something up in exchange for him helping you. And I was like, I'm not talking to no angels. I was like, done with anything religious or whatever. Angels, I was like, done with anything religious or whatever. I'm not, the choice do you
Hmm.
have? You know what I'm saying? Like, just see if it's going to work. And so I felt so weird, like talking to this angel. I'm like, okay, Archangel Michael, if you help me do this, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. And I kid you not, when I walked in the meeting, I knew immediately that what I asked for had been granted. The lady she didn't want to close my case. She didn't want to have to give me my kids. She was really trying to stick it to me. All of that got dissolved immediately. I can't go into too many details on here, but just know that I became a believer, like
Hmm.
instantaneously.
It ain't no denying it.
Instantaneously, I became a believer. And that is how I was fascinated, because I had been calling on Jesus all these years, and nothing was happening. Like, nothing was happening. Nothing was coming through. I would always have to wait. And, like, it was just, I had never seen results that fast.
Yeah.
I never felt at peace, like going through a trial like I did in that moment. You know what I mean? So for me, it was like, oh, this is interesting. Let me see what else. Let me see what else there is. Let me see what else I can do. Let me see what else. Can I ask for anything? Can I do anything? You know, I just became really interested. And the first, like my first teacher was Abraham Hicks. I would get on YouTube and listen to Abraham Hicks like all day, all night. Every question that I ever had about like that I was taught at church or in the Bible, I would just look at what does Abraham Hicks say about this or Abraham Hicks say about that. And it was
Hmm.
like everything that Abraham Hicks was saying was like in perfect resonance with my frequency. You know what I'm saying? It just made sense.
Yeah.
It just made sense for me. And so that's how I
We
got
got a few
into
questions
it.
in the chat.
Right.
The Vex Scribe says, "How did my spiritual practice help build my brand as an artist?" So for that, like, I'm going through that right now. So, for example, like I said, it helps me understand myself more. So even studying my Gemini Midhaven helped me understand, like, oh, okay, I have multiple talents for a reason. So let me make my TikTok like this. Let me make my YouTube like this. Let me make my Instagram like this. That's the major thing. Even like the content on my TikTok is very eighth house. You know, it's the occult, it's the unknown. So the fact that I'm sharing stuff about the eighth house kind of thing, and I have what like three eighth house placements, you know, that's helping me brand myself.
You had another question as well. Mr. 2 Million
Mr. Two
said,
Million.
he said, did you ever have any fears about occultism before embarking on the journey?
Hell no. But cause like I was never Christian. Like I was never Christian. Like I
Okay.
didn't got into it with my parents over like the Bible when I was like 11 years old. Like and like a old friend, he brought up like infernal and left hand based spirits to me. Like you know, like during a certain era, like in my grandma's house, and like I was interested, and like I wasn't even looking at him different, like, nigga, why you got me watching videos about demons? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, damn, like, okay, this shit interesting. So like I never really had any fears. I've never was like, oh, what if I reach out to this spirit and it's a trickster spirit? Like I never had that. Like, and not in a naive way. It just comes to me naturally because that's what I'm supposed to do. That's that ape house shit. You feel me?
Hmm. Hmm. It's just in alignment with you. Yeah.
Hmm.
And so you have another question here. It says, at what point in your spiritual journey did your studies begin to elevate your art brand?
I'll say definitely right now. You know, like definitely right now. You know, going back to the eighth house thing with making videos about the occult. And like last year, as I got more into my spiritual work, you know, really tapping in with Hakate, it helped me brand my music more. Cause like my last album is called Sex Shrooms and Saturn. Like there's not a lot of like spiritual bars about my spiritual practice on that album, but with my new album that's coming up, Metanoia, like you'll definitely hear it. So it helps me categorize my music more. That's that Virgo shit, you know. We like to fucking put things in the boxes and shit. But
Hmm.
the the spiritual journey definitely it helped with my music a lot. Like even with my beats, like my beats are very dark and ambient, industrial, and that's
Okay.
the perfect audio landscape for these bars and nigga kicking out. You feel me?
Right. That's what's up. Yes. If you guys have any more questions for Firstborn Art, please drop them in the chats. Where can people find your music at?
You can find my music at I'm gonna put in the chat bit.ly/fborn art. You can find me on YouTube, Firstborn Art, SoundCloud, Firstborn Art. I'm not on streaming platforms at the moment. I'm going more towards a direct to consumer approach with my music.
Okay.
I feel like streaming has us in the chokehold. So I'm going to like a more direct to consumer kind of way. But yeah, on my
Right.
YouTube, I got everything organized. All my music videos in the playlist, songs I produce in the playlist, everything about me is you can find it there. Check
Awesome.
out my latest single, Get My
Yeah.
Point Across, produced by me
Mhm.
on my YouTube.
Okay. Do you sing also, or you just rap?
No, I don't
Why
sing.
you
I just rap.
laughing? Why you laugh?
Just imagining me singing is crazy.
Oh, well, shoot. I do a little bit. I'm a rapper, but I do a little singing. I can harmonize. I'm from Houston, Texas, so, you know,
Hmm.
we can hold a little note in there. Yes. Okay, Glow Hub said they work with Archangel Michael before. Jazz said Archangel Michael is the truth. Hold on, let me piss my kids off. W's in the chat. Y'all, I'm so old. I don't know what my kids be talking about, but I be hearing them say like W's in the chat and L's in the chat. So W stand for win. So everybody drop your how you do a W? Drop your W's in the chat. Oh,
Hey, I
he
don't got
lost
no
it because
vocals.
he know he
I
low
got
key
like an
got the
old
vote.
song I probably did some singing shit on.
Mm-hmm. They say, have you ever had any pushback from people that don't know about occultism or spirituality?
Yeah, like I said, even going back to the thing on my parents, with my dad fucking asking me about the Bible and shit when I was younger. But the main pushback I done got is on TikTok. Like, I want to speak about that too. Like, it's very easy to get into some beef on like when you make spiritual content on TikTok. Like, especially as a black person who's into the occult, and I'm not just into hoodoo or the ATRs, like that's where I get the pushback from. Like, man, they be talking
Right.
crazy. Like, but
The thing I don't understand in general is like okay, let's play the game of God. Okay. They say God created everything. So if God created everything, this was part of the creation as well, right?
exactly.
It's, it's like people pick and choose when, oh no. Okay, you guys, please tap out the screen. They're telling me that we are inactive. Can you guys tap out the screen, share the live, comments, um, drop me some of these roses right here. If anybody can throw some roses at me, get the screen hot. They're saying that the live is inactive and that they're going to end it. So let's turn it up. Hi, Sister Shabata. Thank you for the roses. And if you guys hit the little gift
They
box, you can
tripping.
send these roses too. Yes, Callie Goddess said, have you had any encounters with God?
Oh, your shit paused. Um, no, I guess like I don't really believe in like that. Like that's not my. That's like not my. That's not my thing. You know, if we want to say spirits come from God, then yeah, because I've had interaction with spirits.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
definitely had interaction with spirits, like for sure. The day before I even worked with one.
right. She said, the Vex scribe said, I was wondering myself, the older generation tend to look sideways at that side of occultism. She said, I like that your philosophy is based on becoming self sovereign. That concept eludes a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah, that's the main thing. Like that's that first house. That's that first house way of thinking. First house North Node, first house Virgo North Node. Matter of fact,
Right. Absolutely.
because it's just like people step into spirituality and it's like, oh, let me look into this. Let me look into this book. Like your birth chart is your book. Like your birth chart is your Bible.
Hmm.
Your OD, your crown chakra, your higher self is your God. Whatever you want to call it. Holy guardian angel, OD, crown chakra. That's your God.
Right.
That's how I think. And
Hmm.
I'm still fleshing out my belief system too. As far as like the archetypal realm and what is it that makes spirits. Shout out to Lord Tuesday. You've been putting me hit to death. So
Hmm.
I'm working that into my belief system too. I think he's still
Right.
in the chat, the Glow Hub profile.
Yes. Sister Shabata said, I agree. When you said studying yourself is important, most people do not know themselves at all. Yeah, no, especially if you're raised in organized religion. No, they don't want you to know yourself. They just want you to give all your power and all your energy over to the entity that they've set in place, that they've told you is going to do everything for you. Yeah.
And people even carry that over into left hand stuff too. People people be worshiping Hecate. People be worshiping Lilith. Like, man, these spirits don't. They want honor and respect, but man, this is not about worship. Because even infernal spirits gonna lead you back to yourself.
Right. And I know just working with different energies, some of those spirits will let you do they'll let you do exactly what you're trying to do. Like if you want to make them your guide, they'll let you. But that's not required.
Yeah, yeah, they gonna take them. They gonna take them offerings.
Right. Because who wouldn't? Why not? You come around here passing out sweet potato pies, I'm gonna take that mug.
It's about honor, honor. Like if you respectful with people, then you will be respectful with spirits. Not comparing them to people, but as far as how you treat a dynamic.
Hmm. Honor,
But in a way,
appreciation.
they are like us. Yeah, honor, appreciation, and gratitude.
Hmm. Hi, Phantom Queen. How are you? If you guys are just hopping on, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, I go live. This is the Nourish and Indulge podcast. And this is the sanctuary for your soul and the honey pot for your pleasure. We talk about all things healing and pleasurable. And yeah, I want to talk if you own a business or if you just want to get a healing session, we could do a live counseling session. Or if you have a topic or anything that means something to you and you're looking for a platform to speak about it on, this is the place to do it. I am a mystic and I'm into the occult. So all of that is welcome here. And we are talking to the firstborn Art right now. He's a Detroit native and he recently just relocated to Atlanta, Georgia, and he's into chaos magic. And his philosophy is know thyself. And so that's what we're talking about right now for people to understand that everything you need is in your birth chart. Everything you need, that is the blueprint, that is the guide, that'll point you in the right direction. And that's
Yes.
his philosophy. Yeah, so that's what we're talking about right now. If you guys are just hopping in, if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. He does fine art and he's also a rapper. Is there anything else you do?
I make beats.
Okay, yeah.
Yep, I make beats.
I gotta check out some of your beats.
The
I'm
Vex
always
Scribe
looking for
says,
some.
is it fair to say we're essentially creating our own mythos through our chosen art forms to build new archetypal deities? I would definitely agree. I would definitely agree because going back to studying your divinity and zooming in on getting the spiritual court reading, spirits, they have governed over the archetypal realm. So when those spirits are born with you, that's a part of your mythos. Their epithets play out in your mythos, in your personality, in your day to day, in your interests, in your shadow, etc. So like essentially you are like a mindset, like you are a archetypal mindset. You know, when just like with a spirit, when you pass away, what can somebody put on your altar? You know, are they gonna put some paintbrushes? Are they gonna put a MIDI keyboard? Like all that plays a part into your mythos. God created in the image of God.
Yeah, I always say I don't call my children cows and chickens. I call them men and women because they fashion after me. So when people be like, "Oh, I'm a child of God," then you are God. You know what I'm saying? How can you
Hmm.
be? How can you not be what your father is or what your mother is? They fashioned you after
Yeah.
themselves. So ye are gods.
And when you got these certain spirits in your court and you working with these spirits, you're gonna pick up on their traits. So if you're working with a psychopomp type of god like Hecate, you're gonna pick up on death doula traits. You're gonna you're gonna be aware of certain people's deaths before they happen. If you're working with Karnak, you're gonna pick up on his traits. You're gonna want to dress a little bit more classy. You know, you're gonna want to budget your money a little bit more. Your money shadow is gonna get worked on. If you're working with, or if you got Loki or a crossroads spirits, Legba, Hecate, whatever, you're gonna be a person that like connects a lot of people. Crossroads is connecting. You're gonna connect a lot of people. You're gonna, hey, you should fuck with bro over here. He does this. You should contact him, et cetera, et cetera. You know, you're
Right.
gonna pick up on these traits.
Right.
Yeah, you become responsible for all that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the gifts. I
Yup, Vex
just
Scribe.
checked.
I go into it.
Oh, my
I
chart
definitely say
ruler.
go
I'm
into it.
ruled. I'm ruled by Saturn too. Also, the Vex scribe. I'm ruled by Saturn.
Hey, Saturn don't play no games.
But let me tell you something about Saturn. Let me tell you something about Big Daddy. That's what I call Saturn, Big Daddy. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
Saturn. It's hard to come by, right? But once you do the work and you put in, oh, the blessings are galore. It's unmatched. And there's no, it's like the best feeling in the world. Like when you do the work and you toil and you toil and you toil and then you reap your harvest and you know that you deserve all of this plus some for all of the work that you put in and nobody handed this to you. You literally blood, sweat, and tears this. And yeah, Saturn is Saturn is a energy of empowerment. You know what I'm saying? That's like the self-made millionaire, the self-made whatever you want to be is self-made. Nobody handed it to you. Nobody initiated you. Nothing. You had to get out there and get it.
I call Saturn that strict Muslim dad.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't get beat by Saturn. Saturn don't beat me across the back. So I can't resonate with that statement. But look, I got this oil called Capra Gold, okay? And it's basically the elements of Capricorn and Leo put together because I'm a fiery earth sign. If you click the link in my bio, you can check that oil out. Highly recommend that oil. My thing is consistency, discipline, application of knowledge and power. And if you do what you're supposed to do when you do it, there's no reason for you to get beat. The only reason why you would need to get beat is when you're not being disciplined. You know what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? You know when you're supposed to do it. So you can play games if you want to, and you're going to face consequences that come with playing games. Saturn is not a playful.
Saturn gonna help you smell that coffee.
Yeah, what
Helps you
we
smell the
playing
coffee of
for?
your life
What we
and
playing
your
for?
resources.
Right. Yeah. Thank you guys for sharing the live. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you guys have any more questions for the first one, all right, please drop them in the chat. So where can we see some of your fine art? So do you like paint? Are you a painter
Yeah,
or
I paint. I do illustration. I'm
okay?
often booked for caricature events, so I get hired for that consistently. I do wood
You said
burning
what kind
stuff
of
too.
events?
I have a caricature events, caricatures.
What's that? What's
You know,
that? I
like
don't know
when
what
a
that is.
person get drawn and they be like exaggerated and shit.
Oh, oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay. Yeah, I didn't know that's what it was called. Gotcha.
yeah. So I do that. I get booked for that consistently. I do wood burning, and I got this new style I've been developing over the past 4 or 5 years. I call it original drawing collage, where I basically take a lot of stuff out of my sketchbook and put it into a big painting instead of like using stuff out of a magazine or whatever. But you can check out my work at, I'm gonna put it in the chat again, bit.ly/fbornart. And my official website will be back up soon.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I gotta go check some of your art out. Definitely. And y'all make sure y'all follow him. He does a lot of content creation. He does a lot of little skits about like working with spirits, and it's like comedy. So make sure y'all tap into that. She said, "Do you have any gallery showings that you've done or that are upcoming?"
Not in person. I've done hella gallery shows, like hella. My artist resume is crazy. You feel me? Been doing this since I was 13. Yeah. But I am one of the featured artists on the Daryl Chappelle Foundation's website. I'm gonna put that in the chat as well.
Okay,
They have some of my paintings featured on their website. You can Google that.
nice.
But as I'm getting used to being in Atlanta, I will be doing more in-person shows. I don't know if y'all ever moved to a new state by yourself, but takes a minute to get your feet wet.
Yeah, for sure. Am I frozen? Can y'all see me?
I can see you. It did go
Okay,
out for a
cool.
second.
Okay, awesome. Well, yes, thank you so much for coming on the show, Firstborn. All right, is there anything else you want to say before I release you? I'm so appreciative of you and your artistry. So grateful that you came on and let us learn a little bit about you.
I just want to say, study yourself. Spirituality is not an excuse to be external. Look me up on YouTube, Firstborn Art, SoundCloud, Firstborn Art. Follow me right here on TikTok. My website is relaunching soon, so just
Mhm.
stay tuned. I will have a line of spiritualists who I'm very close with on my website, on my affiliates page. It's
Mhm.
the Artists in the Depths section of my Red Dot Studios brand. And yeah, thank you for having me.
Okay, hold on, wait. Before you leave, because I said I was gonna give away a prize. Let me see. What is something
Hmm.
you said that we could ask a trivia question about? Do you have a trivia question you could ask? You got to get the answer right. You can't give no hints now. You can't be hinting and doing all that. We got to ask a trivia question to see if somebody gonna win a prize. What is something you said that they gotta remember? Let me think.
I know one. I can say it.
Okay, go ahead.
Who's the who's the spirit I said I work with? The feminine
Oh,
spirit I said I work with.
that's so easy. You said about 50, 11 times. He giving
Or matter
y'all
of
an
fact,
easy one.
What's the app I said to download for y'all birth charts?
There you go. Make it hard. Make it hard. That first question don't count. Everybody dropping the answer. What is the app he said to download for your birth chart? Who is taking notes? Who is taking notes?
Any hints? Can we give them hints?
No hints.
Okay.
Let's see if they could get it first. If they can't get it, then we'll give a little hint. I have a feeling that your hint gonna give it away though.
It's just the initials.
Man, he giving y'all the initials. Mr. 2 Million said laughing my ass off. Look, you gonna work for this prize, okay? You gonna work for this prize. And if y'all still here, y'all can stay on. I'm gonna be doing some readings. So if you want a message, I'm giving out free readings. She said Astro something. I heard that part. Okay.
Be close.
See, let me I'm gonna come up with a question too. She said, is it Astro Matrix?
Ding, ding, ding.
Astro Matrix. Okay. Lakia said she missed it. Okay. So she got Astro Matrix correct. We're gonna do 3 questions in total. Let me ask one. Let me think something he said. Um hmm. Hmm. Let me think. What's a good question? Okay, so he was talking about the 8th house. What was something that he said specifically about the 8th house?
Hmm.
Who's listening? What did he say about the 8th house? Oh, she said the live was messing up too much for her to participate in this one. Dang it. I wish you would have told me. I know it was messing up at the beginning. It's been messing up the whole time. What did he say about working with the 8th house?
Yeah. What does the eighth house govern over? Ding, ding, ding.
That's what the 8th house governs over, but that's not what he said. He ain't say that.
Well, she got one. I did say the occult.
Yeah, you did say the occult. You did say the occult. Okay, Vic Scribe is tied to death and the
Yeah,
occult, and
hey,
those
Vex Drive,
with those
she two
placements
and two.
tend to be drawn to professions dealing with death work.
She
Yep, that's
two
what
and
he
two.
said. Okay. Vex Rob 2 for 2. So if you get this last one, you gonna win. Okay, the last question. Dang, that's an easy one. Let me think. Um um let me see. Um hmm. Let's see. What's the last one? You got one more question?
Yeah. Uh, who was the ancestor I said I worked with?
Okay. We'll go with
Who
that.
was the
That was
ancestor
easy.
I said I worked with?
Sister Shabata got it. She said your dad. Mr. 2 Million said your dad.
Ding, ding, ding.
Okay, so then we got to keep asking questions till somebody get 3 or what? Let me see. All right.
Oh, that's how you do it.
How old is firstborn? Art. How old is firstborn Art? 28. Sister Shabata. Okay, so they 2 and 2. Mr. 2 Million said 2. I saw Sister Shabata first though. Okay, so we're gonna get that one to her. All right, this is the tiebreaker right here between the Vic Scribe and Sister Shabata. Let me see. What is the tiebreaker? Um,
I got, I got one.
what is it?
What is the vibe of my beats?
Oh, okay. Because I remember it was a specific word. What is the vibe of his beats? He said 3 words. You just got to say one of them.
What kind of beats do I make? What kind of instrumentals does Firstborn Art make?
Vex Scribe got it.
Ding, ding, ding.
Everybody clap it up for the Vex Scribe. And make sure you get with me, inbox me, Vex Scribe, and I will give you some options of things you can choose from. Thank you so much for playing. what the hell are we talking about on Nourish and Indulge? That's the name of my game. Okay, so at the end of every segment, I will be asking the audience questions to see if y'all was paying attention and if y'all were engaging the whole time and sharing a live and tapping out the screen, because when you do that, you make my live hotter and you bring more people to the live. Yes, and for anybody else who is still here, I'm gonna do some readings now. Everybody tell Firstborn hi. I'm gonna drop him down back in the chat. Everybody drop some y'all
Drop
drop
some
some
red
high
dots.
fives in the chat.
Drop some red dots.
Oh,
Drop
he said
that
red
in
dots.
the chat.
Drop some red dots for Firstborn. All right.
Yeah, drop some red dots in the chat.
Make sure y'all connect with him. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much, love.
Of course. Thank you for having me. Once again, follow me on here. Look me up on YouTube, Firstborn Art, everywhere, Firstborn Art.
Yes.
And thank you to
My
Karnak and
pleasure.
thank you to Kate.
Yes. Shout out to both of them. Yes. Absolutely. Okay, you guys. Thank y'all for sticking through to the end. I'm gonna be on here for about 30 more minutes. I usually stay on from like 7 to 9. So I got some cards right here. I got this new deck not too long ago. So if you would like a card pull, I will pull a card for you. Just if you can come up here and talk to me, even if you can't like put your video on, if you could just speak to me so I can talk back and forth to you. And I'm just gonna give you guys, if any particular messages come through, I'm gonna let you know, but for the most part, I'm just gonna give you what the textbook says. Yes, just pull one for me. Okay, can you come up here and talk to me, Callie Goddess? Lakia said, me please. Okay. So I got Callie Goddess, then Lakia.